Well, Chapter 3 is here and in full swing, so I thought it was time to take a look at my favorite things about Fortnite Chapter 3. This is Psych, and you're watching Fortnite Weekly. Chapter 3 sure did start out with a bang, adding all sorts of crazy new features like sliding and swinging and the new weapons. But rather than look at things like the loot pool, which I'll probably do in a later video, I want to look at things from a bigger perspective. So we're going to start right away with number 5, which just happens to be the Columbus. These guys are just too darn cute. I got so excited about these as soon as I saw them in the trailer, and having them have a bit of mobility doesn't hurt either. Unlike the other animals we've had on the island so far, like the raptors and the wolves, these giants are pretty friendly, assuming that you don't poke them or shoot them. They like to eat their berries and help us get around the map by launching us up into the air, but something tells me that's not the only thing they're going to be doing. Given that they've been so heavily featured, something tells me they might play a big part in the end season event, but only time is going to tell on that one. And remember, like I said, don't shoot at them. At number 4, we've got the People's Champion, the Foundation. Dwayne Johnson has been on a mission the last few years to take over absolutely everything, and apparently that includes Fortnite. Since Chapter 2, Season 6, there has been a lot of speculation that The Rock is indeed the Foundation, and it was actually confirmed in this Instagram post where it shows the Foundation's helmet inside his cooler. I'll admit, before that, I was a little skeptical at this theory. But when this face reveal happened in the Chapter 2 end event, I actually screamed in the middle of a restaurant, and everybody was staring at me. I was so excited that all that speculation was actually true, and that it was kept a secret for so long was just so mind-blowing to me. There's no argument from my point of view that Epic and Fortnite are just hands down the best at these kind of events. But something else that's really exciting to me about this whole situation is that we're finally getting some more lore about the 7, and they're finally actually doing some more stuff with that story. Coming in at number 3, we got everybody's favorite four-wheeled ride, the Quad Crashers. Now, Quad Crashers were vaulted towards the end of Chapter 1, and even though players were constantly asking for them back, they stayed vaulted all of Chapter 2. Now that we finally do have them back, they have been nerfed quite a bit, so much so that they aren't even close to the viral clip machines that were made famous by the likes of Tfue, Ninja, and other streamers. I have a feeling that this is due to the new engine that was announced in Chapter 2, and they couldn't get the physics right, so they were constantly being changed and modified all throughout Chapter 2 in creative. Even still, I'm incredibly excited to have them back, and sometimes I will just spend hours blasting around the map in the middle of a game trying to get points that literally have no merit on winning the game. Taking the number 2 spot, and I'm sure I'm not the only one waiting for it, is the triumphant return of Tilted Towers. Now, like with the Quad Crashers, Tilted has long been a fan favorite, and anytime it isn't in the game, there are constant rumors that Tilted will eventually return. Throughout Chapter 1, it was constantly being destroyed only to be changed or rebuilt, which led people constantly asking for the original Tilted to return, never to be satisfied. Of course, with the release of Chapter 2, there were hints that we might see it again, given that there were spots like Pleasant Park and Retail Row that were carried over from the Chapter 1 map. And it was even teased when Salty Springs was replaced with like a half-tilted, half-sweaty POI, but in true Epic fashion, it didn't take them long to completely destroy everyone's hopes and dreams. But not this time. It's here, it's back, and it hasn't been blown up. At least not yet. But for now, it is good to have the original sweaty drop location back in the game, so if you're looking for intense fights, you know where to go. And finally, taking home that number 1 spot, it's the addition of the SpiderMan gloves and the Daily Bugle. Now, I'm sure a lot of people will be disappointed to find out that Tilted isn't my favorite thing about Chapter 3, but there is just something so magical about the Spider-Man collab, and I'm sure everyone knows that this collab was like perfectly timed with the release of Spider-Man No Way Home. And being such a massive Spider-Man fan, I was definitely feeling the vibes like all throughout the month of December. There's something about swinging around, like around the buildings of either the Daily Bugle or Tilted that I could just do for hours and hours. Not unlike the situation with the quad crashers, I could just constantly do it, like completely ignore the rest of the game. And I know there's a lot of people out there that feel the exact same way, so that's why the Daily Bugle and the SpiderMan collab are taking the #1 spot for me. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate everybody watching. If you get a chance, please toss a like if you liked it. Maybe click that subscribe button. And if you're feeling really generous, please head over to our Twitch channel and give us a follow. We'll be releasing more videos weekly. Get it? You know, Fortnite weekly. So please make sure to stick around, and I'll see you all on the battle bus.